What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another one of my videos, and in this video we're going over next week's schedule grid and notable free agents for week 10. So basically it's a little bit of everything you need to know for this upcoming fantasy basketball week. So first up, we're going to be talking about the schedule. And for week 10, we have one postponed game so far. It's Indiana versus San Antonio, which is on Monday. So it's, even though that's the only one happening right now, San Antonio is kind of in danger of not playing at all this week because of all the positive COVID tests that happened in their organization. We still don't know too much about it other than they had four players test positive, or not players, but four organization members test positive for COVID. So I know the rule is if you have 8 people or more, you can play your games. But as of right now, I don't know if that's going to be a thing. Not only just because of COVID, but because of the weather in Texas right now, which caused more postponed games this past week with Dallas and Houston and whatnot. So San Antonio is in real danger of not playing this week, in my opinion. So that's like the one team you really want to focus in on. All right, so Indiana only plays twice this week due to the postponed game, and Washington, I think they got a makeup game this week, somewhere in this week. I don't know where, but because they're playing 5 times this week. So then all the teams that are playing 4 times this week include a lot of teams: Atlanta, Boston, Charlotte, Chicago, Dallas, Detroit, Golden State, Houston, the Clippers, the Lakers, Memphis, Miami, Minnesota, New York, Oklahoma City, Phoenix, Sacramento, Toronto, and Utah. And the teams that are playing 3 times this week include Brooklyn, Cleveland, Denver, Indiana, which Indiana was supposed to play 3 times this week, but they got their postponed game on Monday, so now they're only playing 3 times this week. And the other teams include Milwaukee, New Orleans, Orlando, Philadelphia, Portland, and San Antonio, who also was supposed to play 4 times this week, just like Indiana, but their game against Indiana has been postponed. So now they're down to 3 games. I'm actually really excited for this week because this is the most balanced schedule we've had so far this season. Look at these numbers. Not one double digit day through the entire week. So we're getting basketball all week long. We have Monday with 7 games, Tuesday with 9, Wednesday with 9, Thursday with 6, Friday with 9, Saturday with 7, and Sunday with 9. That's just like basketball every day. That's a beautiful sight to see. So it's a great week to double down on free agent pickups all week long. So that's something I really want to focus on in this video because there's going to be a lot of them. All right, so double down opportunities for Monday and Tuesday include the teams of Dallas, Portland, and Washington. Tuesday to Wednesday include Atlanta, Boston, Cleveland, Detroit, Golden State, Minnesota, and Toronto. Now there are no back-to-backs that have been given to any team for Wednesday to Thursday, and Wednesday and Thursday. Thursday and Friday teams include the Clippers, Memphis, and Sacramento. Friday and Saturday back-to-backs include Indiana, Oklahoma City, and Utah. And the weekend back-to-back, Saturday and Sunday, include Minnesota, New York, and Washington. So Washington has the best schedule this week as they play 5 times this week. So any Bradley Beal owner is in luck, and maybe even any Davis Bertans owner may be in luck because he had an awesome game in his last game. If he could keep that up, he's going to destroy people this week with his threes and good percentages and points. So if you're playing against an owner who has Bradley Beal or possibly Bertans, watch out. Maybe even Westbrook, because Westbrook. So Washington has 2 back-to-backs this week, but Westbrook's still going to play at least 3 times this week. So maybe that's someone to watch out for too. All right, so for the bad schedule this week, we have Cleveland, Indiana, New Orleans, and Portland. They all play three times this week, and they all have a back-to-back in their schedule, which is really, really weird. Just extremely weird by the people who made these schedules this year. I don't understand their process. I could understand like a back-to-back where you're playing the same team back-to-back on the back-to-back, but I don't think any of these teams are. I don't know for certain because that's not something I looked at. It's something I'm thinking about right now. Anyway, and the last team who has a bad schedule this week is San Antonio, as they only play, 3 times due to COVID, not twice, but 3 times due to COVID. They were scheduled to play 4 times, but Now they only play. They probably shouldn't even be on this list. I think I messed that up, but that's okay. Now, guys, make sure you remember to hit the like button if you like this video, and make sure you subscribe to my fantasy basketball channel, as I'm going to be dropping fantasy basketball content all season long. All right, so now let's get into the free agents. So we have so basically the hottest free agents below 55% rostered on ESPN leagues. So first up, we have is Terrence Ross at 54%. He's plus 19 over the last week, and he just caught fire again. So make sure you want to pick him up when he's hot, and then release him when he gets cold. He's a great streamer, and now that he's hot, you guys want to pick him up. Next up is Hassan Whiteside. I know everyone jokes about him. Oh, by the way, he's at 46% plus 12% over last week. Now, I know everyone jokes about him and how bad he is and whatnot, but when he gets minutes, he's a solid fantasy player. And it looks like he's getting about 18 to 20 minutes now that Barnes is sidelined and Rashawn Holmes has been sidelined. So if they're out for any extended periods, he's going to be a primary beneficiary to pick up a lot of production. Next up on my list is TJ McConnell, who's at 39% plus 12% over the last week. Now, the thing with TJ is he's going to be solid from the field goal percentage. He may even give you a 3 at times. He'll be pretty decent for a point guard in rebounds, very good with assists. But the thing that sets him apart from most streamer options is he puts up really nice numbers sometimes with his defensive stocks. And like I picked him up, and he's been really well, playing really well for me, except for his last game where I think he only had like 1 or 2 steals. But still, that's still great for him. One game he had 4 steals, 2 blocks. Like, you can't ask for anything more from a free agent pickup. All right, next up on the list is Jay Crowder, who's at 34% plus 12 over the last week. Now, before the last game Phoenix played, the 5 previous games, Frank Kaminsky was starting at power forward. Now they changed it up a little bit and started Crowder if he starts continuing forward. He's a solid pickup, at least if nothing else, for a streamer option. Next up I have is Davis Bertans. I accidentally put David, but that's all right. You guys know what I'm talking about. The forward on the Wizards, 3-point specialist. He's at 30% plus 15% over the last week. He caught fire in his last game, scored like 30-some points, hit a bunch of threes. If that trend continues, he will be a great pickup for this week because Washington plays 5 times. Next up on my list is Cody Zeller at 30%. Now he's actually minus 0.5% over last week, which I'm kind of confused about because he actually has been putting up solid numbers. He's about a double-double potential player as a center, giving you good field goal percentage, pretty decent free throw percentage, and he'll give you some defensive stocks. I don't know why he's getting dropped on leagues though. Next up is Saddiq Bey. Now last week I had him under the don't believe the hype part. Now he's actually on the list as a hot free agent. He's at 26% plus 23% over last week. And the only reason why I have him on my list right now is because Blake Griffin is probably done with the Detroit Pistons. And Saddiq Bey is probably going to pick up all of Griffin's minutes. So he should be getting starters minutes, 30 to 35 minutes per game for the rest of the season. So I don't know how good he's going to be, but if he is good, if nothing else, he's at least worth a pickup because of the amount of minutes he's going to get. Next up is Nerlens Noel. Now he's at 20% plus 7 over last week, and the reason why I'm surprised not many people are picking up. Now, granted, he hasn't had the best games over last week, but Mitchell Robinson's out. He's going to get the minutes. I expect him to cash in sooner or later. He's going to start playing a lot better than he currently is. Next player on my list is Daniel Dice at 18%. Now he's negative 6%, but that's because he missed a few games due to injury. He just played in his last game and put up a solid, very solid stat line under 33 minutes per his first game back. So a very good target to re-add to your roster if you just dropped him, or to add him if you haven't yet. Next player on my list is MCW, Michael Carter Williams. He's at 6% plus 5 over the last week. Now, he is going to be the primary beneficiary for, I believe it's Milwaukee, where Drew Holiday went down. And I think it's Milwaukee, but he's primary beneficiary as he went down, and I believe someone else went down. I may be mixing up teams. What I cannot think of where he is at the moment. But whatever you use, Yahoo, ESPN, Fantrax, whatever you guys use, check out his bio, see what's going on with him, see if he's worth a pickup and add for you, see if he's a good fit for your team. That's mainly the reason why he's on this list, because he may be, and I want you guys to be aware of him. I just can't remember the why. I just know he's going to be picking up a lot of minutes right now. Next up on my list is Willy Hernangomez, who's at 6% plus 5%. He's been putting up solid numbers. He has double-double potential, and again, I think he may be someone who's picking up extra minutes due to an injury who I cannot think of at the moment. I'm blanking out. And the last player on my list is Malik Monk, who is at 4% plus 1% over last week. And again, he's picking up minutes due to injuries on his team. And in this case, I remember it's Devontae Graham. He's picking up a bunch of Graham's minutes. And I think he's going to be like the first guard off the bench until Graham gets back. And in his first game back, his first game with these extra minutes, he provided a very good stat line. All right, so don't believe the hype. I have one player this week, Wendell Carter Jr. I know he had 15-4 and an assist against Joel Embiid, who had a career night last night. But the thing with Wendell Carter Jr. is he's a center who doesn't get you defensive stocks and doesn't get you threes. So he's very minimized on his type of value and production he can give to you. Now, if you're just looking for a solid 12-10 guy, 12-8 guy with a potential to get a double-double, then by all means, snatch him right up, especially if you're in a double-double cat league. Then I could understand that. But if you're not, if you're playing like a typical 8-cat league or 9-cat league, then he's probably not worth the pickup. Alright guys, so now we're going to go over the free agent double downs. Monday and Tuesday, you can pick up Derrick Jones Jr. from Portland or Davis Bertans from Washington. Tuesday to Wednesday, you can pick up Kevin Huerter or Cam Reddish from Atlanta, Daniel Theis, Tristan Thompson from Boston, Taurean Prince and C.D. Osman from Cleveland, Josh Jackson, Saddiq Bey, and Josh Jackson and Saddiq Bey from Detroit, and Jaden Daniels from Minnesota. So we have no back-to-backs going on Wednesday to Thursday, so we have no guys we can put in here. For Thursday to Friday is Ivica Zubac from the Clippers and Marcus Morris from the Clippers, Xavier Tillman from, I believe it's Memphis, Marvin Bagley, and Hassan Whiteside from Sacramento. And for the remainder of the week, we have Friday to Saturday, which is Justin Holiday and TJ McConnell from Indiana, Isaiah Roby from Oklahoma City, and Royce O'Neal, who I know hasn't been playing that well lately, but he's become like one of my favorite streamer options. Always someone who you should know when to pick him up, because he, on any given game, he could really put up staggering numbers that can help you win a week. And so he's on Utah. And for the weekend back-to-back players, Jaden McDaniels from Minnesota, Derrick Rose and Nerlens Noel from the Knicks, and Davis Bertans from Washington. Alright guys, that's all I have for you. Please remember, hit the like button if you found this information informative and helpful. And make sure you subscribe to my channel, as I'm going to be dropping more fantasy basketball content throughout the week, every week, throughout the fantasy basketball season. So thank you guys for watching, and have a good one.